You know, I would lose weight, but then like I wouldn't be able to do all these like fun hacks. Like, see this belt that I use, actually it's meant for luggages. Like, she's so cute, and like this, it was $12 for pack of 4 on Amazon. Why is that glitchy? Cute, fun, fresh little hack. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay fat.
This is by far the strangest reason I've ever heard to remain fat. You do know you can do crafty DIY projects at any size, right? That's like saying, I have a ton of bobby pins to do my hair with, but I couldn't use them if I cut my hair, so I guess I'll never cut my hair. But this woman's example is even more stupid because you are remaining unhealthy just so you can do craft projects? Whatever. I hope on your deathbed you can be reassured that your decision not to lose weight was a great idea because now you have a closet full of DIY belts to pass on to your children.
Hi, this is just a friendly reminder that if you are not a fat person, then you do not get to debate what is or isn't fat phobic. If a fat person tells you that you are doing something that is harmful, then shut the up and listen and learn.
I'm willing to listen to reasonable people with reasonable concerns regarding fat phobia, but I will not listen to anyone that calls people fat phobic for saying, I want to lose weight, or I don't want to gain weight. That's ridiculous.
Hi friend, a couple things about this comment. Let's not assume that every fat person has an unhealthy relationship with food. You can have a great relationship with food. Believe it or not, I have the healthiest relationship with food and exercise right now, and I'm still fat.
What the
Crazy, I know. But let's also think about, why do we feel the need to call out fat people for these unhealthy habits, but we don't call out so many other unhealthy habits? Like, do we call out every person who is drinking, doing drugs, smoking, exercising in excess, all these other things? We don't call those out for unhealthy behavior, but we just call out fat people because of our internalized fat phobia and diet culture getting this in our head that fat people don't deserve basic respect.
This person never said anything about your worth. I can't count how many times a fat activist has ended a video that was supposed to be about physical health with a statement like, even if you're fat, you're still worthy. Nobody said you weren't worthy. They said you have an unhealthy relationship with food, which is true, and most overweight people do. That's just a fact.
Tired of the way he treats me. Tired of the guilty feeling.
If someone you know is trying to lose weight, please don't be this judgy or dismissive. Try to be supportive. Thank you. I agree, respect at any size. But nobody is made to be 200 plus pounds. Genetics does not make people that size. It is exclusively lifestyle factors. And even if a medical condition does lead someone to gain weight, that still means they're unhealthy because they have a medical condition.
I was really bored in quarantine, and I started to do a little bit of research about intermittent fasting.
It's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, so let's unpack this. Click on Spencer's video if you want to learn about intermittent fasting, but I don't have time for that here. Let's get right to it. Will it help me lose weight? It can, but it's no more or less effective than any other calorie-controlled diet, and they all do the same thing. They restrict. Should I try it? Ask yourself if you've been told by a medical professional that you're unhealthy and the treatment is to lose weight. If so, maybe. If you answered no, remember you don't need to be thin to practice health or to be healthy. And if your motivation for losing weight is for aesthetic purposes, maybe the best bet isn't to start a diet, but to confront your own discomfort within your body. Here are some negative side effects. Intermittent fasting can make you overly obsessive about food and actually increase your hunger. It can increase food intake and lead to day binging and interfere with your social life and normal routine. It can also make you feel lightheaded, irritable, dizzy, faint, weak, or shaky. And it's not appropriate for children, athletes, diabetics, those with disordered eating habits, or those taking consistent medications. Thank you.
First of all, did she just say that calorie-controlled diets help you lose weight?
It can, but it's no more or less effective than any other calorie-controlled diet.
In the last video, she said some people can't lose weight. So does this mean she believes that calorie-controlled diets only work for some people and not others? Second, the litany of risks associated with intermittent fasting at the end of this video is grossly biased. Yes, with any weight loss attempt or lifestyle change someone may make, be it for weight loss purposes or not, someone can become obsessive and it can become unhealthy. And if people were better educated on nutrition and had more structural support to live a healthy lifestyle, this wouldn't be as big of a problem. However, this video is clearly meant to imply that the risks of intermittent fasting outweigh the benefits most, if not all of the time. But that's just fear-mongering. If intermittent fasting fits well into your lifestyle as a means of weight loss, cool. If not, don't obsess over it and move on.
Alright, let's look at a healthy alternative. Intuitive eating honors hunger and fullness signals as well as the social and emotional aspects of the enjoyment of food. It relies on the internal signals of what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and when to stop eating. The secret to intuitive eating is feeding yourself. Not waiting until you're starving to eat helps ensure healthy fullness, which actually strengthens your internal cues to tell you when you're satisfied. Intuitive eating helps relinquish obsessive thoughts about food so you don't have to rely on a negative emotion or extreme fullness to tell you to stop eating. Intuitive eating is a comprehensive and holistic framework to healing your relationship with food and your body, and this is what we should be promoting to our followers.
This video, along with the last one, just feels like an infomercial to promote intuitive eating. Did you know 98.6% of people who try intermittent fasting develop an eating disorder and lose 8 out of 10 of their friends because their food schedule means they can no longer go to brunch anymore? Don't let diet culture fool you. Try intuitive eating.
Don't mind the fact that healthy intuitive eating is almost impossible with the constant consumption of processed foods.
It's the best diet out there. Also, I just noticed the caption of the video says, "The truth about intermittent fasting." So she's just letting her bias hang out there like that.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope.
Have you tried cutting out processed food, fast food, most liquid calories, and consuming more fruits and vegetables? That's the diet that most people haven't tried, or at least haven't found a way to stick to sustainably. People will always say, "I've tried every diet under the sun. The master cleanse, the cookie diet, the grapefruit diet, just everything." But they're always the most gimmicky diet programs out there. Just cut down on the foods that you know are unhealthy, maybe track your calories, and focus on eating fruits and vegetables. These types of videos show me that this person went way too far down the diet culture rabbit hole and then took a complete 180 and decided that any means of trying to control your weight is bad, and they just gave up. To start off, responding "health is a privilege" when someone asks why you are spreading the idea that being fat is healthy doesn't make sense. It has nothing to do with the question. Second, this person said that discrimination is more harmful than fatness itself, and in summary, said that if we just treated fat people better in society, the health outcomes of being fat would go away. If that were true, then there would be many places across the United States with a lot of fat people and very low rates of diabetes and heart disease and other diseases. In many communities, especially in the South, being overweight is seen as completely normal, and there is very little, if any, social stigma attached to being overweight or obese. And if this woman was correct, the rates of obesity-related health outcomes would be lower in those areas. But they're not. So to say that the bad health outcomes we associate with fatness are exclusively from social stigma against fat people just isn't true.